What's up, boss? You believe that? Hold on. Do you believe that? Please. Let's go. Doubt y'all and ain't gonna be personal. You think they say y'all and ain't gonna get personal?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Buff Nation. Happy Friday. What's going on? Hey, first off, shout out to all you bandwagon Lakers fans. Yeah, take that L on the way out, baby. 11 straight. Who's your daddy? Y'all lost 11 straight games to a guy that looks like Drew. Okay? I just needed to start off by saying that. Shout out to Big Dog Chico. We know he's in tears. My Nuggets owning him. And I told him last time we met, I said, I'm praying to God we get that Lakers-Nuggets series. We can cook y'all again, sweep y'all for two straight series, man. Send LeBron off to Miami. That's how sorry this thing's going to end. So, yeah, we know that. I hope everybody's doing well. We got a lot to celebrate. First off, just going to go ahead and, just get the fake news out of the way. He was committed to Mississippi State for like the whole semester. So you live by the portal, you die by the portal, you get guys poached, you go and poach guys. That's just how this whole thing works. All right. And that's right. Identity shift. We don't got any no more small players. Okay. I guess that's the direction that we're going. And obviously, it's ideal. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I think we're a better football team with Dylan Edwards on the team. However, maybe there's some silver linings to where this can kind of help us, save us from ourselves, where it's going to force us to hopefully become a little bit more physical of a football team. And you look at the types of players that we brought in. Dallin Hayden, over 200 pounds. Rashad Amos, who this show is about. Hit that like if you like this. Hit that like if you don't. Hit that like for more commitments. Rashad Amos, 6'2", 232 pounds. We didn't have a back like this on the roster. Y'all saw Damian Martinez just absolutely destroy us this past year. And I'm not saying he's Damian Martinez. It was so funny, man. A shout out to Rico Nose and Buffton Prime, man. They were going at it on Twitter earlier this week, arguing about Rashad Amos. And, it's kind of funny because both of them are right in some respects. Like Rashad Amos was a really productive back at Miami. I think Rico brought up some points about, hey, yeah, I'm not going to say he's an elite running back right now. I'm not going to come out and say that he's a first or, day 2 running back, right? Or anything like that. But this is a very productive college running back that I think is going to add to a backfield that I think is going to be way more productive than we saw last year. And I think that he's a positive addition to the room, and I think he's going to make a good impact. So it's so funny, man, how sometimes, we can all pick sides and different things like that. And we can y'all don't have to like me. Y'all can like me. Y'all can dislike or like other people who talk about college football. I'm the same way, right? But usually there's nuggets of truth with kind of how in regards to everybody's opinion around these players, So Zion, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, that's right. we got Charlie Offerdahl still running back 1 this weekend, right? Are any of you guys going to the spring game tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain? Let me know. I will be there. And yeah, if you guys see me, let me know. Come up and say hi. Would love to meet some of y'all, chat it up for a little bit. Should be a lot of fun. I don't know how long I'm going to be around campus, just because I want to still do some NFL draft stuff for my Broncos channel as well, which is growing. If you guys like Broncos, David Talks Broncos, we're on our way to 500 subs. But let me go ahead and pull this up. We can get into it. Again, you guys have seen the statistics, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this, okay? But last year at Miami of Ohio, 208 carries for almost 1,100 yards. Fantastic. You see the film, how he's a physical back. We didn't really have that type of, badass bruiser on the roster last year, and he's going to be able to help us with those short yardage, tough yardage situations, as well as Dallin Hayden. Who do you guys think is going to be the starter between Dallin Hayden and Rashad Amos? I don't really know. I imagine that they're going to have around the same amount of carries and touches. Maybe I'll give the one up to Dallin Hayden one because he's coming from Ohio State. I am going to make a big deal out of that. And the fact that he was the first one to commit. I think I'm going to go with Dallin Hayden as the starter, but Rashad Amos, again, coming into Mississippi State originally over the past semester, being committed there. Great to see that he's flipped, hopefully, for a better opportunity here at CU. And again, I think he's going to be able to help in pass protection as well. Y'all know that is very important. Oh, yikes. Yeah, had a tough stretch right here with Ohio and Akron, but overall pass blocking grade of 77.8. Very good, very serviceable. Of course, coming up from the G5, so we'll have to see what he can do. And I mean, had 5 pass blocks at South Carolina a couple of years ago, so you can't really make much of that. I think he's going to be fine. Again, I haven't really watched much all-22 film on him yet, but I definitely will do a film room after all the spring game news and commitments, all that news kind of settles down as we get into the second portion of the offseason, right? Throughout the summer, things are going to be a little boring, and I think that's probably when I'll start doing more of the film rooms and everything like that, kind of keep us entertained, trickle out the fun content throughout the summer, keep us stimulated to some extent, okay? But really excited for Rashad Amos. Pairing him with a running back like Dallin Hayden, I think, is going to establish a more physical identity for this team, as well bringing in somebody that we've already brought in, Michael Welsh. We got a bunch of badass running backs now that I think are going to do the dirty work. They're going to be able to run outside in between the tackles and pass protect. Now, can these guys catch? We're going to have to see. We don't really have a receiving threat in the backfield right now like Dylan Edwards, but hey, we got a lot of other weapons that we should, in my opinion, have a good chance of getting the ball to quite often, on the outside. But I think, hey, maybe this might help us not overthink things a little too much. Understand we need to run the ball, we need to pass the ball, but not getting too cute with things. That's what I'm hoping for. But y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. I wanted to pull this up. Credit to Buffs Culture on Instagram. I will show this as well in case. Man, this is funny. David, you're one of the last cool ones left. College football tracks the strange. Yes, college football fan bases, y'all wear me out. Y'all are a special breed. And y'all don't know this, since, I started this Buffs channel, went to CU, everything like that. But, the one team that I ride and die with is the Denver Broncos. That is my number one team above all things. And it's funny, man, comparing NFL fan base with the college fan base. It can be a little bit different at times. It's funny. It's funny in some ways. There's definitely way more of an emotional attachment to players, and rightfully so, in college football. I think that's what makes it really fun. Part of why some of this AAU type stuff kind of pisses me off a little bit. Because you like to see guys and players, sometimes I wonder, this is a tangent, if players, if they're going to 3 schools throughout their college career, are they going to have an affinity to come back and visit? Are they really going to, have that same connection to the university that so many of us that went to the university feels that, I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Okay. Here's who we got visiting this weekend. Derek Harmon, number one target right now. I need this guy in the defensive line. This guy's an absolute difference maker. It should say Michigan State, but Buffs Culture, your stuff. I know it was just an error. Derek Harmon could help level up this defensive line. But hey, if we can get both of these tackles, oh my God, Andrew Chambly, as well as his teammate Paris Patterson Jr., can we get both of them? I think we feel pretty good about Colton Hood, as well as his 3-star running back brother, Brandon Hood, who would be here in 24 as well. And Clemson offensive tackle Zach Owens. I mean, can we go 6 for 6 this weekend too with the transfers? That would be wonderful. We went 4 for 6 last weekend. We'll see if Nakai Hill-Green ends up committing. Looks like it's down to us and Mizzou because he knew those Louisville checks were not bouncing. Okay, or they were bouncing rather. They weren't cashing. Whatever the expression is. I'm sounding like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys, screwing up all these expressions, figures of speech. Oh my God, got some thunder coming in over the mountains. Now, recruits, we're bringing in a ton of guys, man. And I'm not even going to act like I know most of these guys. I know a few of them. Michael Fasusi, we've talked about. Zaire Addison, I think, is a IMG guy. Let's see here. Alex Graham, I think he's an IMG guy as well. Micah DeBose, forget where he's from, but that's great. We're bringing in some more offensive line talent. Brandon Hood, I just mentioned him. Younger brother of Colton Hood. I feel good about that. Jeremiah Seaton, Jordan Seaton's little brother. You got to imagine that he's going to get an offer. We do the brother things. I'm cool with that. Let's get as many brothers on the team as possible. I think that's always fun for college football because it doesn't really happen in the NFL. I think it's a really cool thing that makes college football really unique. But yeah, I guess that's about it. I mean, we're bringing in a ton of guys. I want to shout out Coach Woldholt. I'm sure the guys are going to know their assignments. Phil, all my guys know their assignments. Woldholt, way better than Bill. None of my guys know their assignments. O'Boyle, and would never be caught being in a commitment post with any of his offensive linemen. I mean, that was cool when we got Peyton Kirkland. You know, Coach Woldholt's right in the frame with Hayes Fawcett putting together, posing as well. He would never put Bill O'Boyle in there, ever. Okay? But shout out to Phil Woldholt on a 1-year deal. We're going to need to extend him, no doubt. And guys, this is a random thought that I have. Do we have a graduate assistant or anything like that that's working under Coach Woldholt? Curious if you guys know who that is. I don't really know the names of our GAs right now outside of Warren Sapp. All right, get to some of your comments. This one's going to be a little bit shorter, and I'm going to get out of here. Dev, today's a beautiful day to be a Buff. Absolutely. We got commits. We got more coming this weekend. That's exciting. J-Rad, yeah, thank you. I had to bust out the Ralphie horns when we get a commitment. That's what makes this thing fun. I love it. Flock, flick, flock, flack, saying Amos 1, Dallin 2. All right. Yeah, heavy rain. I'm definitely going to be wearing a rain jacket tomorrow. DOB, what's going on, man? Are any of these guys better than Benson? I sure hope so, because I would like to see our offensive line get better. Oh, that's right. We got another commit coming at 5:50 Mountain Time. All right. So I wonder who that's going to be. I'll be watching the NFL draft, so maybe I'll do a video. Or not. Maybe I'll just wait till tomorrow morning or something. But yeah, guys, like overall, I think we're making some great additions to the team. If we can end up getting some more offensive linemen, this defensive lineman, Derek Harmon, that would be absolutely huge for the team this year. And again, guys, there's a lot to debate about. Sometimes it just gets so overblown. And honestly, I just get so burnt out about it of like, well, how does this recruiting play out for the future and all this sorts of stuff? You know, I feel like I've given my 2 cents on it throughout the offseason. At this point, dude, I don't give 2 craps, man. Get as many guys that can play for this team right now as possible. Let's put together the best team we can, and let's go win some football games. Like, I'm wanting to see us win a handful of games this year, compete in the Big 12, upset some people, right? Piss off some people, piss off all the racists. Y'all know how it is, right? We can't let the racists win. Okay, we gotta win games, and when you got Shador and Travis Hunter, you have to win games. Again, my friend Rawhide brought this point up yesterday when I was talking to him on the phone. He's a little bit more optimistic than I am in terms of the amount that we're actually going to run the football. And he was saying, I think a lot of that is because, hey, uh, Shador doesn't need to prove anything with his arm talent anymore. And you saw that now the biggest thing is to be labeled as that leader, that winner, everything like that, just like JJ McCarthy was. Again, he went top 10, 10th overall yesterday, not because he threw for 2,800 yards, but because he's a winner. And he's got the tools, right? Shador comes in much more put together as a passer than JJ McCarthy. And yeah, we get this Buffs program to a bowl game at minimum. We're cooking with gas in terms of him and Travis's draft stock. That's why I also want to see possibly Travis just play a little bit less at wide receiver. It's going to be very important for him in terms of his draft stock to not have that label of being injury prone this year, for him to play through the entire season. I know like some of these are freak injuries, but that's going to be a narrative. And I think we got enough guys to where I don't think that this is going to happen. So this is just me giving my 2 cents. If I was in control of things, I bring Travis in on third down situations and 2-minute situations, or situations where you're trying to make a comeback in the fourth quarter, kind of that. Outside of that, let the rest of our fantastic wide receiver room cook, save him a little bit of energy. We can't have him playing 120 snaps every game. I don't want to see it. I know he can do it, but I don't know if that's best for him and the team long term. So, yeah, some people are like, complaining or upset that the spring game isn't sold out. Man, we're still having more attendance than anybody else has for their spring game. It's still going to be a lot of fun. So Noah's saying 9 wins at the absolute minimum. Man, I love it. Yeah, my prediction in January, I guess, was 9 wins. We'll see. We'll see. Who else we bring in, right? Man, I don't really know. But I'm terrible with these like record predictions. All I'm saying is that I think the baseline for this team is 7 wins. I still think that. Base or like the absolute floor for this team is 7 wins. And I think that, hey, depending again who we bring in this weekend, we're gonna have a great chance to go toe to toe with some of the other big contenders in the conference, and I think beat some of them. So what's really nice is that our schedule lines up to where we face, in my opinion, our toughest opponents at the end of the year, like the last 4 weeks. It's kind of brutal, but I would much rather have that than opening up conference play like we did this past year against Oregon and USC. So, yeah, I think that's fine, man. I think that's a fine prediction. I'm just excited to see this team. I think they're going to play competitive. I think you guys saw this last year. Again, we lost 8 games, but outside of a couple, still very competitive. And that's with having some, broken offense at some points, a broken defense, not having depth, injuries. We can't count to 11. All these things going on. Things are going to look better this year. And one of the things that I'm wanting to keep an eye on is just how disciplined we are at this spring game. Last year we saw that we couldn't block a field goal to save our lives last year, and that trickled its way into the regular season. I'm not really looking for anything in particular, like previewing the spring game. Like we're going to see them. Pat Shermer talked about this. We're going to see them come out and run a lot of the plays from last year that are already on film. They're not wanting to give away too much in terms of what they're going to be doing for this year. So I'm assuming we're not really going to see much of the quarterback play under center or in pistol, really anything like that. I think we'll mainly see the 10 personnel in shotgun and maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit of diversity in terms of the formations, but I think they'll keep it pretty vanilla in terms of not showing anything new. And that's how it should be done. I mean, this is a glorified scrimmage, and it will be fun to go to because we can't go to the other practices. but I don't know if I'm going to take away too much other than I want to see how big these guys look compared to last year. Because I went to 4 home games last year, went to the spring game. I'll have a pretty good idea of, if this team just feels and looks differently than it did last year, right? Oh, cool. We got Hummel from Villanova. All right, cool. I know absolutely nothing about him. So let me go ahead. What's his first name? Let me get on Twitter. Because I was trying to find some information on him yesterday, and I couldn't. Maybe I was just spelling his name wrong. Man, guys, I feel bad for Michael Penix. I'm glad that he's got that top 10 money, right? But why are you handing like $180 million to Kirk Cousins and then doing that? Okay, Wyatt Hummel has committed to CU. Shout out to Gucci, again, Lakers fan. So this is the highlight of his day. Wyatt Hummel, offensive tackle. Okay, love it. I'm gonna like it. Bookmark it. Repost it. There we go. Let me search for some information on him. 6'6", 315 pounds. I think Villanova, they play G5, right? Or FCS. Are they G5 or FCS? From Dallas, Jesuit College Prep. Okay, 315 pounds. Okay, looks like he's a smart kid too. Academic honors. So we know, Cliff, if you're watching this, you'll be excited to see that he's doing well in the in the classroom. William and Mary guy. Hey. Oh no, started at William and Mary. Never mind, because we know that Robert Livingston graduated from William and Mary. Can play center, guard, and tackle. Possesses a good understanding of the Wildcat offensive scheme. Now he's gonna know his assignments in the Buffaloes offensive scheme. So welcome, graduate student, 6'6", 315. Nice size for a offensive tackle. Maybe he ends up being our swing. We'll just have to see. I'm not really sure how the offensive line starting lineup's going to look, especially if we get some more commits, like one of those guys from Arkansas, both of them, or that guy from Clemson, Zach Owens. I really have no idea what the starting lineup's going to look like. I don't, outside of Hank Zielinskis. He's really the only one that I feel good about. But hey, if he can play center too, maybe Wyatt Hummel's coming in to compete at center as well. I guess the only other one would be Jordan Seaton, right? That I feel like he's gonna start. Yes, I do ride and die with the Broncos. I came out the womb bleeding orange and blue, and I have been dying. As I've been riding with them for the last 7 years, and really, it's been more than that. What, 8, 9 seasons now of just abysmal football. But yeah, that's why it was always a dream of mine to live out here. Was being a Broncos fan first initially. Derek Scott saying we're going to win the Big 12. I love that energy. I need to put some money down for the fun of it, because I realize, doing this channel, of course I'm a fan, but I feel like I have some responsibility, not just be going out there saying 12-0, we're going to win the national championship. That's for you guys. But, no doubt I'm going to put some money on it for fun. Okay. Let's see if there's any more information that I can find on this guy. It's cool. He's from Dallas, Texas. He'll love it out here. Again, Boulder's a way better place to live than anywhere in Texas. I can talk about that because I've lived in Texas for 7 years. And this place is a paradise. So, experienced player, been playing ball since 2019. And cool. Happy to have you here. I don't think he's in PFF because I don't think PFF has Villanova in there. Let me check real quick. By the way, Is Josh Harris? Have we like officially brought him in on a visit yet? I know he was a name that a lot of people were talking about originally. Wyatt Hummel. Oh, here we go. He is on PFF, so we can take a look at his grades. That's on defense. Get to okay. You get to the stats. Okay. 62.1 blocking, 56.6 run blocking, played 402 snaps last year at, wow, he played all over the line. So right guard, right tackle, and left guard. Interesting. And this was the first year where he really got some serious run. So gave up 3 pressures, 2 quarterback hurries, 1 hit, no sacks. I would imagine, yeah, maybe he comes in here and competes for one of those, like a backup swing tackle position. Maybe he play. I have no idea where he's going to play. Maybe they see him as a center, but he hasn't played it recently, so probably not. But he played 6 snaps at center against Albany. Definitely seems like a backup type of player, but I would much rather have Wyatt Hummel right now. Like, let's say we have some guys go down and we got to choose between Wyatt Hummel and Philip Houston. I'm going with Wyatt Hummel. He has more of that prototypical size that we need. I think Philip Houston's still like 275 pounds. Y'all know how that went, throwing out a 280 pounder last year on the offensive line. So, hey, I like it. Continuing to raise the floor of the team. Welcome to the Buffs, Wyatt Hummel. I look forward to learning more about you. Hey, TK, not everybody is going to be an NFL draft pick on this roster now. I want to encourage you, not to just. I feel like you're always upset, at all these guys that we're bringing in, man. Not everybody is just going to be amazing. That's okay. It's all right, man. Like, you gotta see things for what they are, man. Sometimes we bring in backups. That's just how it is. It's all right, man. It is Friday. You can't be in a bad mood now. Come on now. Put on some Ralphie horns. Come on, get with it. Hey, appreciate the love, Michael K. So, hey, we got a running back that's going to do some good stuff for us this year, Amos. We'll see between Rico Nose and Buffton Prime who wins that, which I think will be a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, there's somewhere in between. That's kind of how I see it. Yeah, I do think he's got, like, I don't care if you're playing in the rain, hold on to the ball. The fact that he had to go from SEC down to G5, it makes me wonder, what's going on there. Okay, that's why I kind of give Down Hayden maybe the 1 up. But Buffton Prime also brings up great points of, you just watch how he runs through contact. You just watch how physical he is. You can see that he's a really good athlete. And we haven't had somebody like that in our running back room. And I think that gives us a lot of reason to be excited. Really Flawed, what's going on? Hey, Really Flawed and I, we're going to do a show on her channel and on my Broncos channel on Monday. We're going to talk about the NFL draft, because as much as we love college, we also love the NFL. Yes, Dad. 400 snaps and only 3 pressures. I'll take it. Yes. And the difference is that we don't need to throw these guys out in the starting lineup this year. They can be the backups. Isn't that nice? Noah's saying our offensive line is way better than last season. Yes, I think it's going to be way better. We have guys that look the part. Again, when you're not starting 280-pound guys, or like guys immediately from coming in from JUCO. That is helpful. Now, I do wonder if our line would have looked better if we had just gone with Kareem Harden from the get-go, and I think he would have improved over the season, just like we saw Hank Zielinskis improve. Like, he played really well against Utah as a true freshman. And the rain's coming down now. Looks beautiful, though, over the mountains. But yeah, like, again, we couldn't have really gotten any worse, Noah. Like, we were straight up dog shit last year. So as long as we're bringing in better athletes, guys who look the part in terms of their size and their measurables, the offensive linemen we've also brought in for the most part are highly recruited guys from Power 4 blue bloods, or they've already been starters somewhere at the Power 4 level. So that's great. And we have a competent O-line coach. I think that this is going to be the biggest difference. We have a competent O-line coach that has been there, done that. He's played the position in college. He's played the position for a long time in the NFL. He's going to teach these guys to communicate. That was some of the biggest issues last year was, what's the point? Who cares how big or small these guys are if they don't know who they're blocking? And I think that became a huge issue as the season continued to move forward, with just the fact that our offensive line didn't communicate with each other. And that falls on coaching. So I think we've upgraded in coaching. I think we've upgraded with the talent. And I still think like right now, I've still said, like, I think we still give up like 25 sacks, at least 25 sacks. Some people might be like, Dave, that is so negative. Well, it's just, I could see us giving up about 2 sacks a game. And giving up 2 sacks a game compared to like 7, I will take that. I will take that. Yeah, gearhead. It will be hard to not improve the left side of the line. The combination of Tank and Bailey got torn up over and over again. Absolutely. Well, Wayne concert is sold out. Great. That'll be a lot of fun. I would be very disappointed if we didn't win at least 8 games this year. Man, we'll have to see. Again, I think we will kind of be around that range. And then who knows? Maybe if everything just clicks, we have some luck go in our ways. Who knows? Maybe we really can make that conference title run, right? Either way, this whole thing's going to be fun. It's going to be filled with a ton of enjoyment over here. So, all right, guys, I'm going to shut this thing down. I'm going to hit the gym. Y'all have a wonderful Friday and enjoy whatever you're up to. Again, come say hi to me if you see me at the spring game tomorrow. I'll see y'all later. Go Buffs.